password authentication. When you create a password, the system stores a unique, scrambled version of your password called a hash. Every time you log in, it does the exact same process and compares the hash version of what you typed to what's stored. If it matches, you're in. Passwords are simple, universal, and don't require special hardware. Everyone understands them. But the truth is, passwords are fundamentally broken. There's nothing connecting that string of characters to you as a person. If a hacker steals your password, the system can't tell you apart. You both look identical. My advice is, don't use passwords alone, which brings us to our next method, time-based OTP authentication. Those 6-digit codes from Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator. That's time-based OTP authentication. When you scan that QR code during setup, a secret key gets stored on both your phone and the server. Using that shared secret plus the current time, both sides calculate the same 6-digit code. That's why it changes every 30 seconds and works offline. It's a second security layer. Even if someone steals your password, they can't log in without that code from your device. But the catch is, those codes are still just numbers. A phishing site can trick you into typing the code there instead. So while time-based OTP is better than passwords alone, it's not completely phishing-proof. Hardware security keys. These are physical devices like YubiKey or Titan security key that you plug in or tap via NFC. Your device stores a private key that never leaves the hardware. When you authenticate, it cryptographically signs a challenge and includes the website's exact domain. Here's the revolution. If you're on mybank.com, the key only signs for that precise domain. A phishing site like mybankscam.com can't get a valid signature. The hardware refuses. This origin binding makes these keys genuinely phishing resistant. The trade-off is, your credential security depends on securing that one physical device. Biometric authentication. Biometrics verify your identity using your body. Fingerprint scanners, facial recognition, iris scans, even voice analysis. You can't forget your face at home. No password to remember, no code to type. Just look at your phone or touch the sensor. The massive problem is, biometrics are permanent. If your password gets stolen, change it. If someone steals your fingerprint data, you can't get a new fingerprint. That's compromised forever. This created an AI arms race. Attackers use generative AI to create deepfakes, hyper-realistic fake videos of your face. Experts predict by 2026, 30% of organizations will consider biometric authentication unreliable on its own because of AI-generated deepfakes. Push notifications. This is the tap to approve method on your phone when logging into apps. You enter your username and password. The server sends a push notification to your phone. Review the alert with details like when and where the login is happening, then tap Approve or Deny. It solved time-based OTP's usability problem. Instead of opening an app, reading a code, and typing it in, just tap once. But if a hacker gets your password and floods your phone with login requests, you might accidentally tap Approve. This is called MFA fatigue. The simple fix for this is number matching. The login screen displays a random number you must type into your phone's prompt. You can't blindly tap anymore. Just enough friction to stop attacks while staying smooth. Certificate-based authentication. Certificate-based authentication uses digital certificates from a trusted certificate authority. Think of it as an electronic ID card, binding a public key to a verified identity, person, server, or device. Ever notice the padlock in your browser? That's certificate-based authentication securing the website. It's critical for non-human authentication. An IoT device or API server can't type passwords or scan fingerprints. Certificates provide fully automated, secure authentication for these headless systems. It's foundational for zero-trust security. Behavioral authentication. This analyzes how you interact with your device, not just your credentials. Your typing rhythm, speed, pauses, patterns. The system builds a baseline of your normal behavior, then it continuously monitors during your session. If an attacker hijacks your session, their typing and mouse movements differ from yours. The system detects this anomaly in real time. But your behavior changes when tired, stressed, or injured. The system must distinguish legitimate variation from actual threats. Context-based authentication. The common sense security layer. Instead of just, "Do you have the right credentials?" it asks, "Does this login make sense? Logging in from your usual city or suddenly from another country? Recognized device or brand new? Normal network or suspicious IP? Accessing at 3 a.m. when you work 9 to 5? Each factor creates a risk score. Office laptop during work hours? Low risk. New device in unfamiliar country at odd hour? High risk. Context-based authentication works invisibly in the background, analyzing signals extremely difficult for attackers to fake comprehensively. Multi-factor authentication. MFA isn't a single method, it's a framework combining multiple methods. It requires 2 or more different authentication factors. Something you know, like password, something you have, like phone or key, and something you are, like fingerprint. A remote hacker might steal your password, but can't steal your physical phone. A thief might grab your phone, but doesn't know your password. Requiring both forces attackers to pull off multiple different attacks simultaneously, exponentially harder. Two-factor authentication uses exactly 2 factors. Multi-factor authentication can involve 3 or more. MFA represents a fundamental shift from trusting a single authentication point to building defense in depth. Single sign-on. This method streamlines authentication by letting you log in once to access multiple applications. Instead of remembering separate passwords for email, file storage, and project management tools, you authenticate once with a central identity provider, like Google or Microsoft, and gain access to everything. When you try to access an app, it redirects you to the identity provider. You authenticate there, and the provider sends a secure token back to the app confirming your identity you're in, and you stay authenticated across all connected services. It requires fewer passwords to remember, faster access, and centralized security management. But if someone compromises that one centralized account, they access everything. This is why single sign-on accounts must have the strongest protection. Passwordless authentication. This is an evolution of the hardware keys. This method skips passwords entirely and uses only advanced factors. When you set up passwordless login, your device generates a unique public-private key pair. The public key goes to the server, while the private key stays locked in your device's secure chip. Modern passkeys can sync these credentials across all your devices through your cloud provider, so losing one device doesn't lock you out forever. When you sign in with passkey, the site sends a cryptographic challenge. Unlock your device with your fingerprint or face, and your device signs the challenge. Done. No password, no code. Passwordless solves everything. It's more secure than passwords, easier than MFA, and as simple as unlocking your phone. Finally, multimodal authentication, the cutting edge, ultimate defense against sophisticated attacks. Instead of checking one thing, multimodal authentication simultaneously verifies multiple biometric and behavioral factors. Your face and voice and typing rhythm and device, fingerprint, all analyzed together in real time for a fused trust score. Single biometric checks are becoming unreliable. An attacker might deepfake your face or clone your voice, but simultaneously faking face, voice, typing patterns, and location data while using your registered device. Nearly impossible. This directly responds to AI-generated deepfakes. By requiring attackers to spoof multiple independent signals at once, multimodal authentication creates a nearly insurmountable barrier. And there you have it, 12 distinct authentication methods, from the humble password to AI-powered multimodal systems. Which method do you use most often, and which do you think is the future of security? Drop a comment below, and seriously, enable MFA on your important accounts if you haven't already. Your future self will thank you. See you in the next video.